Hello and welcome back in. I know that it has been a minute and I have a lot to catch you up on. It's also like not that much. So, catching you up. So, this is now our second video of like we're manifesting being a millionaire. We're manifesting having a business that brings in millions and millions and millions of dollars, and inviting you all to see this journey for me. I'm hoping that it's like I'm going to do it and then I'm going to be able to like turn around and say, hey, this is how I did it. And then everyone can kind of follow that system. That is my highest intention. That is my hope. That is what I'm putting out into the world. So, catching you up on since my first video, because I know it's been a long time. I know it's been a long time. But we're back. So since then, okay, I posted that first video, which was like my announcement of like, hey, this is what we're gonna do. And I was so excited. And then like the next couple days I started spiraling because it's like, oh, like I just posted this thing. Now I have to actually follow through with what I said I was gonna do. And now it's posted for everyone to see. Like, now what? And I started freaking out. Then after my freak out, I was like, okay, you know what? We're gonna like have the freak out on camera because this is like the raw truth. So once I like moved through it a little bit and I was kind of feeling a little bit better, I was like, you know what? Let me record a video and I can talk about that because I'm sure this is part of the experience, right? It's going to be ebbs and flows. There's going to be really high, great moments, and it's going to be followed by moments of like lull and where nothing is happening. And this is when you really need to come back to and double down into what your vision is and what your why is. What is the why behind why you want to be a millionaire or why you want to have the successful, thriving business? Why are you doing it? And there's two parts to this that I like to break down. So one is like for yourself, right? Like the why. For me, millions of dollars would create this soft, beautiful, feminine life where I don't have to wake up at a certain time to an alarm. I don't have to answer to a boss. I don't have to do things that I don't care about doing, am not interested in doing, don't feel good to do, to be able to design my life my way. Like whatever I want for my day is what I get to do. Wouldn't we all like want that? Okay, so and then your second one has to be like the bigger picture, like the collective why. So for example, mine is like what I said before. Now that I've done it and I have this blueprint and I can sort of streamline and pick out the things that work the most, things to look out for, things that might, someone might get stuck on, whatever. All these things. Now I have like this blueprint and I can turn back and I can say, hey, I did it. Now here's something that I created for you to fast track it should you want that, or like be able to support you through doing that as well because I have already done it and I've held myself through it. So this is for also like the collective, right? So I not only want to thrive and be so joyful and rested and relaxed in my own life, I want that for every single one of us. We all have the potential to be this, to do this, whatever like the business is that you want. If you want to like be creating music and you want people to buy your album, whatever, like that's it. If you want to be a gardener and you want to teach people the best ways to like set up their garden so it thrives and you don't have to use as many products to keep pests away, like whatever, a travel blogger, whatever your passion is, whatever lights you up, makes you feel like you want to get out of bed every morning to do this thing because you are so excited. And it's that joy and it's that excitement that brings in all of your wealth, all of your abundance, all of the softness and the freedom and whatever it is that you've been looking for. So there's two big intentions, one for your own, one for yourself, and one for like the collective why. And when you're going through these really hard moments in creating a business, not really hard moments, but like the emotionally tough moments where you're like, I don't see it happening, I'm losing faith, like I don't know what my next step is, I'm feeling stuck, I'm feeling burnt out, I feel lost, I feel confused, all of those moments, return to your why you're doing it. And that will help you a lot. And so what I was saying before was, why don't I just film myself in these tough moments, right? Because we can't always be making like the perfect growth. I mean, we can, but life just kind of doesn't work that way. Life is gonna be, for me specifically, life is gonna be testing me, like, how bad do you want this? Like, you say this is your intention, you say this is your why, you say this is what you want. Now here's this little blip, right? Are you gonna let this crumble you? Are you gonna let this stop you? Or are you going to overcome this? Are you going to revisit your intention and double down into it and say, no, this is what I want. And this obstacle and this block and this stuckness is the universe inviting me into something greater. Nothing is really stopping you. Nothing is really blocking you. Everything is just inviting you. What am I trying to say here? It's inviting you not to like try harder, but to come up with like creative solution almost. It's inviting you to expand your awareness. It's inviting you to stretch your nervous system, to stretch yourself a little, to raise your frequency and decide, no, I'm gonna see this through. Whatever this block, whatever is happening here is for my greatest and highest good in every single moment. And when you're actually in it, like it's hard, it's not the easiest to have that perspective, but that is always the truth. That is always what is happening for you. And so back to what I was saying. So then I was trying to like film my freak out. I was like, let me just come on camera and like, let it be raw, let it be honest, however I'm gonna show up and just talk about what I'm going through, because that's what I'm here to do. I wanna share the highs and I wanna share the lows. And I had filmed 2 videos. Both of them, unfortunately, I didn't know I had clicked like some mode. I'm not the most like technologically savvy person. This is my first camera I've ever owned filming this on. I'm not like the best with this stuff. So I had clicked something that put my videos, my recording mode in slow motion. So the 2 videos that I recorded for you after my first one that I posted were in slow motion, which I could kind of like speed it up and get like the video itself, but the audio wasn't good, trying to like fix it that way. So I was like, okay, I mean, I learned what the mode was, how to get the mode off. Thanks, YouTube. So now we're fixed, now we're good. But I had my past 2 that I had recorded in a row were like this. So of course I was already in a bad place. I was already spiraling. So now it's like, oh my God, it wasn't meant to be. So I had to like step away for a minute. We had to step away. We had to like get some clarity. We needed to like not focus on this so much. But we're back now. We're back. We're better than ever. And we are approaching it in a new way, right? So I've always like preached embodiment, like coming home to your body, you know, working with your body, working with your nervous system. That is such a key element when you're doing any sort of inner work, but especially like business inner work and business creation and business growth. So this morning I was like, let me finally get, actually this was last night, I was contemplating, I was like, let me finally get back to, I'm feeling a little bit better. Let me get back to making these videos. Again, let me revisit my intention, double down into it. And so I woke up this morning, I was like, yes, we're gonna record, it's gonna be great. I woke up in a space of like, I'm gonna record, I'm gonna record, I'm gonna record. Blah, blah, blah. Going through my morning, making my coffee, chugging my coffee because I was like, let me just record. But now I sat down to record and I couldn't like get my thoughts together. I was like, why isn't nothing that I want to say is really coming out? I talk in circles when I don't like really have a point, and then I'm like, oh, what are you trying to say here? Like, let's get to it. Anyway, so I was like, you know what? I always preach about the body and coming back to the body. Let me practice what I preach. So I sat with myself, and there's this really good like muscle test. I saw some woman using it on Instagram. She always called it a muscle test. I was like, what's a muscle test? And it's basically just asking your body. So I'll try to show you. Let's see if I have the space here. The muscle test is just, you're gonna go like this. You're gonna ask your body, so it's standing, like firmly, like, you know, your feet need to be planted. I know you can't really see this, but, and I like to put like my hands here on my body, and then first, hi camera. Okay, and then first just ask yourself while you're standing, you show your body and you say, okay, go forward for yes and backwards for no. And then you ask your body a question. Like for me, I asked, do we want to record this morning? Like right now, because I had set everything up. I got my camera set up. Do we want to record? And my body fell backwards and said, and then it kind of like leans you forward for a yes, or it'll like lean you backwards for a no. So I got a no. And I was like, that's probably why. Like, that's why it's not working out. That's why I'm not finding clarity with the words that I want to say and what specifically I want to share right now. So I was like, okay, you know what? It's actually, I'm in New York, so it's cold, but I think the weather is like 30 degrees with the sun out right now. So for winter, that's warm. So I was like, it's a nice, beautiful, sunshiny day. Let's go take a walk. Took a nice long walk, came back, stretched my body out after our walk, sat for a few minutes with myself, just in like quietness, breathing, trying not to have any thoughts. And I was like, okay, are we ready to record now? And I got a yes. And so now I'm here, and it feels good. And that's the whole point, right? Like that is the whole point, is I want to create this life for myself that feels really good. So why on my way to my business, which I intend to feel really good, why am I going to like allow it to not feel anything but good? If I'm calling in all this ease, if I'm calling in all this rest, if I'm calling in all this fun, I need to be sure that I'm honoring that and I'm creating from that and I'm doing the business tasks from that energy. Otherwise, how can I expect my life to be anything but that when I'm doing it in a way that isn't that? So now that I'm in a good place and I moved my body and now I'm feeling really good, now I can come on here, and that energy of feeling good when you're doing it in a place that you feel good and your body is ready and you are ready, now it gets to be fun. Now I get to show up here and the words that I'm speaking can flow a little bit more easily, what I want to say, and my energy comes through the camera, and you can feel that. Like you can feel when I'm off and you're like, I don't want to watch this girl. So we're calling it in with ease, with joy, with love, with fun, softness, soft girly life. I don't know what that's like because I've always been a girl who has like forced everything and had to fight my way through, or what I thought I had to do, and it doesn't have to be that way. And so while I'm creating, while I'm doing every step of getting to this business, getting to my millions, becoming it, can I let it be fun now? Can I let it be easy now? And it's been a while, and I really want to hear from you guys. How are you all doing? What are you moving through? What parts, if any parts, did this help you at all? And there's also too, like, tons and tons and tons of content on YouTube that is free, that you can look up people who are doing exactly what it is that you want to do, people who have done it. Use them as your inspiration. Use them as your guide. Be like a sponge where like there's so much juicy information that people are giving away for free all the time, that if you're not receiving it as that, like if you're not receiving it as like this is really valuable content, and you're just kind of like watching a video letting it pass, no, kind of like hang on their words and be with it and sit with that and be like, okay, how can I take that? Even if they're in like a niche of a business that you're not interested in, there's still a lot of value in that, in just creating a business. And I have a lot to say today. And also, for me particularly, I don't know if any of you guys have ever looked into like human design before and know your human design is sort of like, I think it mixes a lot with like astrology, but it's how you specifically are in work, like in the way that you work, in the way that you show up to work, the way that you show up for your business. And mine, I'm a manifesting generator, and their whole thing, their whole thing is like they're really fast and they're really chaotic, and like ideas come in really fast. And when you have that passion of like, okay, this excites me, I want to do this, like we need to sort of act on it in the moment that we feel it, because the next moment it can literally be gone. And I think that's what I experienced when I put my first video up, and I was so excited and riding the highs of that for like a day or two after, and then I kind of crashed. And I was like, am I even passionate? Do I even want to show up on YouTube anymore? Like, do I even want to do that? I was like, girl, you did one video. So following like the flow of however it is that you work, for me, mine is chaotic. And I'm learning to sort of like honor that chaos and honor the highs and honor the lows, which is easier said than done. But that's where I'm at too. I think that that's a really important part of it. Learning there's a couple websites. Make sure that it's a website that you trust. Make sure that it's people doing these human design things. It's great. Like there's so much juicy information. Make sure that it's someone that you kind of follow for a while. You put very intimate, you put in like your birth time and place. And I don't know, to me, that's sort of intimate information you can access. You can like know so much about a person by just having that information. So make sure that it's someone that you trust, but a lot of people do give you like the free information. It won't be super in depth, but it'll be like what your type is and a little bit of information on that. I don't know it that well because there's so much. I just know my type and like some of like the qualities and things that come with that type. So that's some really good information. There's free information everywhere. Try to use as much as you can, Try to bring it, incorporate your body, what your body wants, what your body is desiring. Honor your body's cycles and ebbs and flows. And that's what I have for you today. I hope to be back soon. I will be very, very intentional about what I click on this camera as to not make that same mistake twice. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. I'm so excited for what's to come. I feel reignited, and I hope that this helps to reignite you too. Have a great day.